Hello ladies and gents, we're back with another Need for Speed episode. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to go something a little more informational. Now, Need for Speed Payback is turning out to be a bit of a grind. You can't just buy parts anymore, you have to earn speed cards. And money is also kind of an issue for some people. So, in this video I'm pretty much going to show you the best event for each car class you can use to grind up speed cards, cash, and rep. So, we're going to jump straight in and we're going to go check out the race event. The best race event I've found is the one located here called Midnight Run. Midnight Run is the first race event you ever get thrown into, so you should have it unlocked from the very start. Now, this event is also conveniently placed next to a gas station, so once you finish the race you can fast travel back to the gas station, you can get back into the race. It's a perfect loop and you can get right into it. One thing I found about this race is that even with my level 130 something S2000, I was finishing the race in about the 130s. And with my level 300 super build 240, I was finishing the race in about the 110s. So this race is definitely the shortest race the game has to offer, and you can finish it incredibly easily. And it's also a very good course either way, because you get a mixture of wide turns, close turns. So overall, it's a really good track. And yeah, once again, this is the first race you unlock, so the entry level is really low. So you can bring any car here and you can grind it up as much as you want to. So we're gonna jump into the next class, which is the off-road. Now, off-roading in this game isn't exactly easy. You've seen a lot of people complain about it being too difficult. Now, that's not necessarily an issue. It's personal preference. When it comes to off-roading, you have one of two events to pick from. You have the Airfield Showdown, which is once again the first off-road race you unlock. So it has minimal entry requirements and also has a conveniently placed tune shop right next to it. Now, the Airfield Showdown, you can finish this race in about the 140s, I would say, in your average off-road car. Now, the other event you can pick from is the Desert Spanner. This one also finishes in the 140 mark and also has a conveniently placed gas station right next to it, so you can get back into the race as soon as you finish it. The Airfield Showdown caters more to top speed. The Airfield Showdown has a very long straight at the very end, while the Desert Spanner, it's got a bit more bumps, jumps, and turns, which you need a good acceleration stat to hopefully finish the event as fast as you possibly can. So those are your two options. Also, the Desert Spanner is like the second or the third event you unlock. So once again, minimal requirements to enter these races, and they both give you the exact amount of cash, but it's just a personal preference on which one you want to go to. Now, the next class we're going to move into is Drift. The best drift event easily is Drifting the Block. Drifting the Block is once again the first event you unlock for drifting. Drifting the Block is a super simple circuit race that you could finish in about less than a minute and a half. The event itself is not long at all, and it's not necessarily that hard. Once again, first drift race you ever get, so it has minimal requirements. You can bring any car into this event. And also, since it is a circuit race, the race ends where the race starts. So once you finish the race, you can just jump straight back into it. You don't need to fast travel anywhere. That is the convenience of this race. This is one of the best grinding events this game has so far, just because of how quick it is and how easy it is. You also learn a bit of skills when you come to chaining corners. You get tight corners, long corners. It's overall a very good track. Now, the next class we are moving into is drag racing. Now, drag racing, I'm not going to go too far into this because all the drag races are basically the same. It just comes down to, well, once again, preference. Now, all the drag races finish at about 21 seconds, somewhere in the 20s. That's when they finish. Personally, or statistically really, this one right here is the shortest, and also it has a conveniently placed part shop very close to it, so you can fast travel back in, or since it's a drag race, you can just turn around and gun it back the other way if you don't feel like spending money. that is up to you. And also, with the recurring theme, it is the first drag race you unlock in the game, so minimal requirements. You can pick any new drag car you just bought, drag it here, do a couple heats, and then you should have a very decent drag car set up. Now the next class we're moving into is the runner class. Now the runner class for once is a bit different from the rest of the other classes, where for once the first event is not the best event. In fact, the best event to go to is called Boomville Courier at the top of the city. The Boomville Courier mission is unlike the other runner missions simply because all you have to do is drive around to certain points, park up your car, and that's it. You're jumping between 4 different locations. It is incredibly simple. There's no cops. It's just a race against the clock. Now, and also remember, this is not the first event you unlock for the runner class, so there is a bit of recommendation you have to fit before you can actually enter this event. But once you can enter this event, this is easily one of the best places to upgrade runner cars because it's incredibly simple. If you play this enough, you'll learn the fastest routes you can use to get the event over and done with as soon as possible. Now, there is one more secret sort of method which I don't necessarily recommend because it's all about chance. Now, the difference with this is that they're called bait crates. Now, bait crates are randomly spawning crates, and I found that they always spawn near gas stations. There have been multiple occasions where I've randomly spawned at a gas station and I've been encountered or alarmed by a bait crate on my map radar. Now, bait crates are unlocked further into the game. So, I believe past the first heist, that's when they get unlocked. I'm not entirely sure. But, basically is, once you go over to the crate, and then you take the crate, you will then be given a certain amount of time to escape to a location. Now these spawn all over the map, so they're not necessarily always in the same spot. But as soon as you start running with the crate, the cops will be on your tail. Now the cops shouldn't slow you down massively. In fact, 9 times out of 10, you could probably get away with it. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck if you can get away with the cops or not, but you should be able to finish this event. It is not difficult at all, and most of these events last about a minute long. A total of 1 minute in any car, and you get rewarded with about 10,000 bucks, a couple rep, and of course a juicy speed card. Now this is obviously the best way to grind speed cards, but bait crates are rare. They don't always spawn, and they don't always spawn in the same place. So that's why I do not recommend going out of your way to look for bait crates spawning in between gas stations, because it's not necessarily the most effective. It's not exactly the most effective method, if you get what I mean. But other than that, that is all. I hope you've learned something new. If you did learn something new, I would really appreciate it if you pass on to your pals or someone, let them know about it. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.